Hello everybody on YouTube. Today for my vlog I'm gonna be talking about conservation, because where I live in Canada there is I'd say roughly 4 to 5 months of winter where you can't really grow anything outside unless I'd have like some kind of a heated greenhouse or something, maybe one day, but for now I'd say at least 4, 5 to 6 months where I can't grow anything outside. So of course conservation is a big part of what I do here, because basically my goal is before 2020 I'd like to be able to like produce everything I eat, except not meat, but who knows, I may become a vegetarian by then. Don't think so, but who knows. So last year I tried a little bit. I had frozen a few things, but you know when you freeze stuff in bags the air eventually will burn it, especially since I'm just using like my fridge top freezer, whatever. So eventually I guess I'm gonna have to buy a real freezer. And so one thing I tried, I had a lot of tomatoes and I thought, I've cut some tomatoes. Now these were not boiled or anything, they were fresh. I put them in a pot and I froze it with the lid off when I froze it, because I didn't want, you know, basically I was using like, instead of using a bag I use a pot. Took less space I thought, but actually bags I could have stacked them, but anyway. So I'm gonna try these tonight. I've thawed. Anyway, it's not frozen anymore and I'm gonna cook something out with this. I've tasted them, they taste not that bad. And they have maybe like the texture of canned tomatoes, but they taste almost like fresh. So yeah, but they're all like mushy. So yeah, it's good to use maybe in a spaghetti sauce or something like that. Anyway, something I tried and it worked, I guess. So I'm probably gonna do this next year with my tomatoes. And all this conservation thing started, I went to see my neighbor and she used to have a big farm. Like she raised all her kids on the stuff they produce. And she told me that they kept like stuff, pumpkins. This is actually a pumpkin I grew. And I harvested it, I think it was late October. And you see it's heavy like hell. It's still all hard. And I'm sure it's gonna be good when I eat it. Don't want to drop it. These two kind, buttercup, and I think it's bittercup or acorn squash. Anyway, I'm gonna try these two. And I bought these from the store. And actually I'm gonna have to eat this one because I think it's a little soft. But these two, all winter squash, you can keep them at room temperature, especially if you don't overheat your house, no? And they'll stay a few months. I've had these, I think it's a month plus there, and I bought these from the store. So yeah, but I'm gonna grow some and I'll see how long they can be preserved. So that's a big way of keeping stuff for the winter. But back to my old lady story. What she did with her husband, come fall, she would let like, what are they called, parsnips in the ground. They would grow all year long, and come fall she'd let them in the ground, and then the snow would come and all that thing. It's the phone, I'm just gonna let it ring. And snow would come, they would stay in the ground all winter, and then in the spring, as soon as the dirt would be able to be right back. I really have to keep my phone off when I'm recording. So yeah, she would leave those parsnips in the ground, and then first thing come spring, as soon as the ground was, I think it's thawed, anyway, it wasn't frozen anymore, she would just pick them all up and they would have like fresh produce as soon as spring came. And that gave me an idea to actually try this. And this year I'm gonna like dig a new part this spring of my garden. It's gonna be a little like conservation experimental garden, I'm gonna call it. And basically I'm gonna grow carrots, beetroots, parsnips and potatoes. And I'll probably throw some garlic in there too, since it's gonna stay all winter long in there. And I'm just gonna cover it like with maybe a bit of dirt, like an inch of dirt, a lot of dead leaves, and I'm gonna make sure there's a lot of a lot of snow as soon as it falls. And yeah, we'll see if that works out. Hopefully it will, and it's gonna be like a big help, you know, if I want to produce everything. Like come spring I'll have fresh potatoes, carrots, parsnips. There'll be the asparagus that's gonna start growing up as soon as spring comes. And let me think, I guess that's it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a freezer, of course. So I guess with the squashes, freezing, maybe I'll try drying eventually. Smoking, I would love to have either a little smokehouse. That would be fun, but not this year. I still have like 10 years to go, so you know I'm picking a project a year. Nah, I'm picking more than that, but anyway. And I guess that's it for this edition of my vlog. Let me check my notes. I guess that's it. This is gonna be another thing I'm gonna try this year. Well, it's gonna be more a next year project, but I have to start this year if I want everything to stay in the ground. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go and cook something here with my tomatoes. Alright, see ya!